Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the Dreaded Heroes report. Hope everybody's okay. I don't know if you got to see WrestleMania or not, but at the end of the match with Taker and Shawn Michaels, you can see Taker helping Shawn Michaels, lay against the ropes, and he, leans over to him and says right to his face. The camera zoomed in right then and caught it, but you could read lips. It says, "You're a tough son of a bitch." And anyway, Shawn kind of leaves, and as he's going up the ramp, shaking hands with everybody, he says, "I'll drive my kids crazy or nuts in 3 weeks." So I think he's going to be gone for a while, but I got a feeling that if he actually really did retire forever, they would give him a lot better send-off, actually. Something like Ric Flair, having a lot of people come up and see him. Of course, Ric Flair was pretty much national, world as far as that goes. Shawn Michaels was pretty much all WWE. Alright, looks like the PWI Insider says the following last night's WrestleMania 26, it appeared that Shawn Michaels was really retiring, or at least taking a long break. Eric Bischoff's assistant, by the way, on Impact last night, it was former WWE diva Brooke Adams. You remember her? Brooke Adams worked with the ECW brand for a while and was released November 1st, 2007. And according to a new report, it appears that the Nasty Boys were signed to a 90-day tryout period to begin with, which would have been a direct result of their release from the company, which they've been released, by the way. Them and Consequences Creed. I think there's going to be a lot more leaving TNA, not on their own, but they just don't have enough time to get everybody in a 2-hour weekly thing. Anyway, Lockdown Before the Bell special will begin airing on DirecTV, if you got that, channel 101 on April 12th. Other names that were visiting backstage at WrestleMania 26 last Sunday includes former ECW Jerry Lynn, actor Freddie Prinze Jr., actor Seth Green, actress Emma Stone, actor Kerrigan Culkin, and singer Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. With his participation in WrestleMania 26 Money in the Bank match, Kane broke Bret Hart's previous record of the most consecutive WrestleMania matches with 13. Teddy Hart looked kind of out of shape to me. Anyway, Teddy Hart was in town for the Dragon Gate show and hung out with Bret Hart after following WrestleMania. As noted before, former ECW champion Jerry Lynn, he attended WrestleMania, and he was also attended a pre-show press conference where they even acknowledged him during the event by John Cena and Chris Jericho. F4W Online with his big WWE title win Sunday at WrestleMania. John Cena won his 9th world title in WWE, tying The Rock. Well, he's going to end up beating that. They take and give to him back and forth constantly. Jericho either gets it or Triple H or Batista or it's all just revolving. WWE will tape SmackDown NXT tonight from the Thomas Mack Arena, Las Vegas. By the way, the dark main event that's advertised is Edge and The Undertaker taking on CM Punk and Chris Jericho. No matches for WWE has been announced yet for the show, but WWE is kind of teasing there's going to be a Vicky Guerrero and Beth Phoenix for tonight's SmackDown. Ooh, I'd love to see that. I love it on WrestleMania how they had to help her up to the top rope, and she did a halfway decent frog splash. I think they called it a hog splash though. That was fun. Anyway, tonight's NXT will be we'll see the first votes on the rookies by the pros. Two of the feuds that's scheduled to continue at WrestleMania is going to be CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio, and Edge versus Chris Jericho. Ain't no telling how long that's going to last. AJ Styles busted open his hand, pretty much, if you've seen TNA at last night's Impact, when he gave Jeff Jarrett a low blow. I wouldn't think you could do that, but anyway, Jeff Jarrett was holding a guitar, and AJ's hand struck it into the guitar, causing it to bleed. Oh, Vince would complain about that. probably too. As of, well, right now, Nasty Boys' profile is still listed on TNA's roster. Apparently they're harder to get rid of than a rash I had at high school. Man. Next week's Impact will air from 8 p.m. till 10. I believe I told you that last week. Announced for next Monday's show is a ladder match between Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson. The Pope versus Desmond Wolfe, and an appearance by Matt Morgan to talk about what he did to Hernandez last week. Alright, after last night's Raw in Phoenix, Edge versus Christian Jericho for the world title took place. Jericho had his ribs taped up and cut a promo on Shawn Michaels, by the way. Jericho ended up poking the referee in the eyes to get a DQ on the match. Boy, I don't know what wrestling hold that is, but anyway, Edge eventually hit the spear on Jericho and then left. Jericho got up and complained more about, which brought out Triple H, I guess, from the back. He hit the pedigree on Jericho and then did sweet chin music with some comedy in it. And Triple H posed on stage like HBK and then left to end the show. Make everybody happy. Twitter and Google trends both revealed immense interest in WWE personalities following the culmination of this week's Raw and WrestleMania. The most notable surge of interest is the Hart Dynasty, which currently sits as 4th most popular search on Google. The Hart Dynasty received a rub Monday when it came to the aid of Bret Hart, who was being accosted by The Miz and Big Show. Dynasty beat Miz and Big Show via a countout, by the way. You know, they could get a, I hope Bret stays with them. Maybe they can help them out, because, man, they just lose all the time, and they're two good wrestlers, I believe. And Natalia's a good wrestler, too. As the group has been limited to exposure on Raw, WWE's primary show for buzz generation, this far and away represents its most high-profile appearance to date. Talking about Hart Dynasty. It seems like they always held them down to me. In a similar vein, the phrase Owen Hart Death Video was currently number 9 on Google. Bret Hart wore a shirt bearing Owen Hart's photo on Raw. I hope you got to see that. Not sure whether they're going to sell anything like that or whether Bret just had it made up for the show. Elsewhere, due to heavy Twitter interest, Shawn Michaels and HBK were both on the top trending topics. The expected and obvious erroneous death rumors has broken. The phrase Shawn Michaels died is ranked 29th. I don't know who comes up with that crap. F4W Online, not them, but F4W Online, Shawn Michaels had told friends for months that this year's WrestleMania match would be his final. There remains a chance that WWE could convince him to come back down the road, which has happened several times in the past. And at this point, HBK is telling everyone that his retirement is legit and he doesn't see a return in the future, which he kind of told us in the ring the other Monday. But yeah, it was a good, moving speech. I'm glad I don't think any of it was scripted either. Undertaker's expected to take some time off despite being booked on some upcoming TV tapings. Jim Ross's absence at WrestleMania, I was kind of disappointed at that, was clearly one of the focal news points. He was acknowledged by Jerry Lawler at the Hall of Fame ceremonies, receiving a tremendous pop from the crowd. According to the new report, though, the final decision was not to use JR was Vince McMahon's call. So Vince decided not to use him. Not sure why, unless he's just not articulate enough to, verbal skills yet is not just up to par. Anyway, the subject of JR's involvement had been brought up several times the past few weeks. But anyway, next week's Monday Raw will be preempted in Canada due to the score carrying the NCAA basketball game, which is at 9 o'clock. Raw will be airing at midnight, by the way, so don't miss it. Don't miss me tomorrow either. Don't miss me today either, because I got to go.